our work on photopolarimetric observational study of classical novae. This analysis is in progress, and I'm presenting the preliminary results what we have. Nova outburst is a thermonuclear runaway reaction which occurs on the surface of white dwarf when it accretes enough material from its companion star. If there is one single outburst, we call it as a classical nova outburst, and if there are multiple outbursts over a period of time, we call it as recurrent nova outburst. Why do we expect polarization in novae? One, the nova ejects material anisotropically,
Ramya, can you
and
please
this
speak
material
up?
could be aspheric. There may be aspheric shells around the nova, and it may be inhomogeneous. And also, and from the infrared observations, there may be formation of dust, which could also give rise to polarization. For our analysis, the data we have obtained from a photopolarimeter, which is present at a 1 meter telescope in the Vainabapu Observatory, Kavalur, India. And this is a Ritchie-Chretton telescope. And this is a photopolarimeter, the diagram of that. And we use a polarizing beam displacer, which is made of calcite as an analyzer, and a halfway plate as a modulator. And this photopolarimeter does simultaneous observation in three spectral bands. This is an observation detail. Out of the four novae we have analyzed, three of them are Sp2 type, one is a helium neon type. The main motivation for this study was to get the polarimetric observations in the initial days of the outburst to see if there was an asymmetry in the ejecta or an aspherical shell which is formed from the ejecta. So most of our data was in the initial days of the outburst. And the instrumental polarization correction has been done by observation of unpolarized standard stars, and PA correction has been done by observation of polarized standard stars. For the interstellar polarization estimation, currently we have used the field stars from the Hilly's catalog, but we are actually trying to obtain the observations for the field stars from the photopolarimeter. Is currently in progress. This is the one of the nova which is V1535 SCO, and this is a variation of V band apparent magnitude with the from the outburst date. And the outburst happened in 2015 February 11th, and in the this green portion shows the polarimetric epochs. And during this phase there was a plateau happened, that means the magnitude was there was a magnitude was constant for a small period of time. This plateau phase was due to the non-spherical shape of the ejecta, as shown by the literature which have analyzed the photometric data, and also the spectroscopic data said that there was an asymmetry in the ejecta. So what we saw in the polarization was there was a variation, there was an increase in the polarization during this phase. Of about 0.8 to 1% in the three bands of the in three different bands. And we try to estimate the interstellar polarization for this. This nova is located at 9.7 kiloparsec, and the stars we could find was still 2.4 kpc, and the interstellar polarization value was 0.45%. So because we see a variability in the polarization, and also our interstellar value is 0.45% till 2.4 kpc, we feel that this no the polarization which we have observed, there is intrinsic value of polarization, and that could be due to the asymmetry in the ejecta and anisotropic distribution of the material in the ejecta, which are also seen in the spectroscopic and photometric studies. The next one is V5668 Sagittarius. This is a slowly evolving dust forming nova. Even this outburst had happened in 2015, and during the initial phase there was multiple optical peaks observed, which was due to the strong dust production. So after 90 days there was a deep minimum, and the magnitude fell, and it increased again after 100 days. So there this is our polarimetric epoch, and there was Harvey et al, they also observed the polarization during this deep minimum phase. So during this phase, the polarization they have observed, the maximum value is around 1.6%, and they claim that it was due to the dust production. During the initial phase, even we saw variability in the polarization. The maximum value of polarization we have observed is 0.4% in P and B filters and zero point 0.3 in R filters. So what we feel is that because there was a dust production in the later stage and also in the initial stage, there was multiple optical peaks which were seen. The small amount of intrinsic component which is present could be because of the dust grains, but we have to get the value of exact value of interstellar polarization to make much more precise estimation for the intrinsic value. The next nova is B3661 Ophiuchus, which is a fastest Fe2 type novae, and this is a variation of its photometric magnitude. We did observe a high value of polarization in this nova of about 5.28 and 4.4% in R and I band. And the problem was this nova is located at the galactic latitude of 1.47 degree and the interstellar reddening value is 2.27, which shows that the value of the polarization which would have observed, which could be mostly major component might be from the interstellar stars, and two of the stars which are located at all two of the stars which are located very close to nova has a high polarization in V band of about 3.5%, and the PA of the nova is is consistent with the PA of the nearby stars. So we feel that though there may be small amount of intrinsic component, but the most of the value which we have observed is could be interstellar, and we don't have any other complementing spectroscopic or photometric observation or analysis of this to confirm any asymmetry. So the polarization observed could be interstellar. The next nova is B3665 Ophiuchus, and this outburst happened in 2018, and this is a photometric evolution of the nova. And fortunately, we had a high resolution spectrum at the same time where we had made our polarimetric observation. So my collaborator did the modeling of using this high resolution spectrum. She modeled the shells and she saw an asymmetry in the ejecta. And we also see the variation in the polarization consequently from 0.6% to it increase about 1.2%, which can be because of the asymmetry in the ejecta. So our conclusions are we have done polarimetric analysis of 4 novae, out of which 3 of them shows intrinsic component, maybe because of the asymmetry or the aspheric shell which is present around the nova. And one of the novae, we find that the most of the polarization could be interstellar. And we have also trying to obtain the field star observations meanwhile to get better estimate of ISP so that we can get exactly estimate the intrinsic component. Thank you.